Hi, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing okay and well. If you're new here for the first time, then a warm welcome to you. I'm happy that you're here and I hope you'll stay and watch the video to the end. And if you enjoy it, then possibly think about subscribing. It's free, it's easy, you just press the subscribe button along with the notification bell, and then YouTube can alert you when I upload future videos. Returning subscribers, much love. Thank you very much. So this video, it's just reminiscing about things from the past, you know, kids' TV shows, things that we used to use that were around back in the day. So, you know, I've had fun thinking of things and I hope you will enjoy it too. So I'm going to start off with kids' programs. And the one that I really liked to watch was a British one called Play School. So Play School was a British television children's series, and it was produced by the BBC, and it ran from the 21st of April 1964 until March 1988. So a long time. And they had lots of different presenters on it, but one presenter I always remembered was Floella Benjamin. Oh, she was like a ray of sunshine, Floella, and she just had this beautiful smile, you know. She was my favourite, absolute favourite. In December 29, she was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Women in Film and Television, which ain't half bad. And she was also made a Dame. There is nothing like a Dame, is there? Of the British Empire, darlings, in the Queen's New Year's Honours list in 2020 for her services to charity. So yes, Play School. I loved it when they used to say, now let's look through the round window. Sorry about that. There's a picture coming up of Floella Benjamin when she had beads. That was back in the day. And a picture of Floella Benjamin, how she looks now. And let me tell you, I don't know what skincare routine that woman has used, but wow, she hasn't changed. Hairstyle might have changed, her face still the same. So I love her, and I loved Play School. There was also, you know, Sesame Street, which was just fantastic. You had all the characters, Oscar the Grouch, you had Bert and Ernie, you know, you had the Count. There was some Elmo, you know, just so many different characters to keep children amused. And Big Bird, you know, and they dealt with different subjects so well. You know, including death. I mean, yeah, Sesame Street, loved it. Lassie, I remember I used to watch Lassie. There were lots of Lassie dogs. I think throughout its run, they had 9 different dogs that played Lassie. So Lassie was a smart and fearless collie, and she performed a series of heroic tasks for her human owners. And what a good-looking dog. I always thought that type of dog, collie, is it, was such a great-looking dog. So I loved Lassie. Yogi Bear, I loved it as well. So he'd get up to all sorts in Jellystone Park. That was a variant on the real Yellowstone Park. It was aired in 1958. And back then it was supporting a feature of Huckleberry Hound show. So it's been around for, you know, it was around for a long time. So Yogi Bear and his constant companion Boo Boo would often try to steal picnic baskets from campers in the park, much to the displeasure of Park Ranger Smith. So yeah, again, another favourite of mine. In England, we had something called the Wombles. I loved that. I loved the Wombles. Yeah. They were like little furry things, weren't they? It's amazing what kids will sit and watch. There was Skippy. Do you remember Skippy? Skippy, Skippy, Skippy the bush kangaroo. Sorry. So Skippy, it was made in the 70s. Skippy was about a bush kangaroo who lived in the Waratah National Park along with his friend Sonny, who was the park ranger's son. And together they would have lots of adventures. So I loved Skippy. Again, there was Top Cat. Top Cat! I loved it. Absolutely. So Top Cat was always getting in trouble, wasn't he? And you had Officer Dibble, Benny the Ball, Fancy, Spook, Brian. Top Cat's girlfriend was called Trixie. So Top Cat was called Boss Cat in the 60s and 70s over here in England because there was a brand of cat food named Top Cat. I didn't know that, but I always remember it as Top Cat. I don't remember any Boss Cat, but there you go. Now, this is a British kids show, Rainbow. Does anyone remember Rainbow? Now, Rainbow, you had Geoffrey, who was the guy. Well, there was people in all of them, but you had Geoffrey. Then you had Zippy, because he had a mouth that you could just zip shut. Bungle was like a bear. And George was the pink fluffy hippo. But yeah, it aired in 1972, Rainbow, and ended in 1992. So it had a very long run. But yeah, I remember watching all these kids' programs, and my mum would always come in, "Oh, what this rubbish you watch?" Everything was rubbish to my mum. Everything. The only thing that wasn't rubbish to my mum was the news. Yeah. So, Mr. Ben. I loved Mr. Ben. Sorry. It ran between 1971 and 1972. But Mr. Ben, he always wore a suit and a bowler hat. And he'd go into this store and change into, let's say, a zookeeper's outfit or an outfit that made him look like he was going on safari. Then he'd go through this mysterious door and he'd be in that time. Yeah, so Mr. Ben he spoke. You knew what he was doing because an actor would, narrate the story, but he never really opened his mouth like that. But yeah, like I said, sometimes he'd be a red knight where he had to go and defeat a dragon, a big game hunter, a cook, caveman, zookeeper. So there were lots of different outfits he would put on, and then he'd go and have his adventures. So I like that, Mr. Ben. Also, the Muppet Show. I loved the Muppet Show. Oh my gosh, Jim Henson. Brilliant. I just loved it. It was funny. It was entertaining. Oh my God, the Muppet Show. You had Kermit and Miss Piggy. Oh, I love those two old guys. Remember? Two old guys. They were brilliant. So yeah, just a few ones that I liked. Okay. Who remembers Clark's shoes? Oh my gosh. There was a time where my mum didn't think my feet were developing, in the right direction with the shoes that I'd been wearing. So she said, right, we're going to Clark's. And at that time, nobody liked Clark's shoes. Nobody. And I was like, so she did. And Clark's weren't cheap back then. And she did. And she put me in Clark's shoes. There's probably going to be a picture of Clark's shoes. Yeah, I hated them. But let me tell you, at the same time, they were some comfy shoes. They were some comfy shoes. But yeah. After a while, I think Clark's came into fashion for a bit. But yeah, I've never apart from the time when I was little and I had to wear them, I don't think I've ever worn Clark's shoes after that. But yeah, Clark's. They're probably quite trendy now. I don't know, because I've never, you know, worn them since. Remember this? Tape cassette. Tape cassettes. I remember my mum had a tape cassette, and I loved it. Loved it, you know. Tape recorder and the tape cassette. Just put the tape, you know, whatever music or something, just put it in there, press it. I loved it. If you wanted to record something, you'd have to press down the play and the record button. Oh, exciting times. I loved it. 1 minute. I think someone's trying to get my attention. Okay, hi, I'm back. I've just remembered another one. Flipper. Remember Flipper, the dolphin? And it used to go... Was that it, or was that Skippy? No, I think Skippy was like... But Flipper, yeah. Flipper was another good one that I enjoyed. Anyway, remember these? Gas fires. Oh, my gosh. We'd just huddle in front of the gas fire. Yeah. When my mum wasn't in the room, turn it up to like 3. But yeah, oh, just loved that gas fire. Loved it. And like I say, we'd sit in front of it so it couldn't get, the heat couldn't get out. My mum was always, go sit on the chair. Ah. But yeah, gas fires. Chopper bikes. I liked them. I liked the look of them. I never had a chopper bike, I don't think. But yeah, I always wished that I did have one. I did have a bike, but it, you know, it was just like a normal little girl's bike. But yeah, loved a chopper bike. The roundabout, remember, make ourselves sick on that thing. Be like, go faster, go faster, go faster. No, stop, stop, I think I'm going to be sick. Yeah. Sometimes when I bring my grandkids to the park, you know, there'll be a little roundabout. But yeah, we could be brutal on that thing, roundabouts. Then number 6, cigarettes. I mean, back in the day, my mum used to smoke. I'm not sure if it was number 6 she had. When I smoked, I remember they brought in these new cigarettes called Royals. Do you remember them? And everyone was going on about them because they had 25 cigarettes in instead of the normal 20. Yeah, but thank God it's been, what, 5 years, maybe going on to 6 years that I haven't smoked. I'm grateful, I'm thankful for the strength, you know. But yeah, cigarettes. And the candy cigarettes as well. We thought we were grown as kids with those. I remember this. My dad had one, a record holder. Yeah, he had lots of different records. Oh my gosh, you know, Percy Sledge and what was that other guy? Sam Cooke and the one sitting on the dock of the bay, Otis Redding. The tunes, but you don't know it when you're young, you know, but seriously, he had some classics, you know, he had some classics. I loved listening to them. You know, he had like this big gramophone thing. It was like a big cabinet, and it had a gramophone at the top, and then there was another little section. It had like 2 sections at the top. One was where the gramophone was, and then the next section it had like a radio. And then the bottom, you just pull it open. You know, it had 2 doors, and you had a little key so you could unlock it, open the doors, and he kept his records and LPs and all things like that. I mean, today, if we still had that today, it would be vintage and worth a lot of money. But yeah, that gram, it was spectacular, let me tell you. What else? Oh, this blue cabinet, we had one in our kitchen. Let me tell you, exactly like it. That kind of blue. Yeah, I remember that blue cabinet. Remember it so well. Gosh, we were retro. That colour. Honestly, that colour takes me back. Takes me back, that. And Red Riding Hood. I remember this book. I don't know if it was from school or wherever, but yeah, And I love that story. I like the story of Red Riding Hood. You know, it was good. It's amazing how you see something and it just automatically brings back a memory, doesn't it? Whether it's a smell, whether it's an old advert, whether it's someone cooking something, you just remember things. But yeah, I loved watching telly. I loved these things. It was great. Well, my friends, I hope you've enjoyed this video. A quick look back in time, so to speak. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? How so much time has passed, my word. Anyway, enjoy yourselves today. It is Friday. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Look after yourselves and each other. Don't let the negative people win. They're just jealous. Let's keep smashing this life as always. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch my video. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. And I hope you'll come back again. Anyway, I'm going to have a cup of tea. I think it's time for a cup of tea. Yes. I look forward to seeing you again in another video, whatever that video may be about. I am gasping, actually. I had a coughing fit before. I don't know where that came from, but thank the Lord it's gone. Yeah, God bless. Lots of love. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.